Hi guys, welcome to this video. Today we're gonna talk about the Mpc500 and the way you're gonna make music. We are talking like musician today for learning the technical aspect of this unit. You may find on internet a lot of tutorials and so on. So I will not present the machine, but more the process of thinking music, creating music with this unit, and only this unit. I received many questions about people using the Mpc500, but mostly the question that actually come back always is that I can't finish my track, how I can manage to produce music with the unit and not losing time into some technical aspect or some organization aspect. So this is actually the point, the organization of your work. First, I will turn on the unit. Alors, this unit have been upgraded. I got 128 megabytes inside. I got 32 gigabytes on the card to store my files, and this is more than enough. I got this machine for now 5 years, and I got two of them. I love them very much. I sold my other samples. And when I started to create music with this, I discovered very quickly that mostly, depending on your level of knowledge in music, but softwares and a couple of machines that actually get some educational purpose that help you to create music, help you to think, to look at some specific part of creating music. Within the MPC, it is very different. I mean, this unit, if you don't know what you want to do, you will never get something out, for sure. This is very important to prepare, to think as a musician, how you're going to use your instruments. That's the first step to do. Before starting to compose music, the first things you get are samples and files into the machine. For this, I will show you quickly my organization. When I go to load section, I can, of course, load any kind of files present in my drive. In this case, I did organize my samples and sequence and everything into folders. I spend a lot of time doing this, I promise you, but it is worth it. I don't spend so much time looking for my samples and everything, so just quick look on this. I got main folders, programs, I got projects, I got samples, I got utilities, and I got demo. Demo is the place where I got all my factory preset and sequence, I mean the files you got when you buy your Mpc500. Utilities, I got it for a very specific reason. Here I got my OS, application, documentation, the manuals, and so on, and few applications that help me to load files or to prepare my programs. We're gonna see later. This allows me, when I am in travel, to connect to any computers, install my application and so on, and get my proper setup like home. And this is very useful to get all these files with me. The samples are the raw files, no treatment, nothings. They are organized also by categories. This is very useful, and inside I got some kind of package by style. I got my project. I want to talk a bit about the project. This is very, very interesting inside the MPC. A project is not a song. A project is much more. Within a project, you can have many songs, you can have many sequences, you can have many programs. I mean, a project can be up to 128 megabytes memory usage, all right? So, for example, when you get the Mpc500 with the factory and default settings and samples and everything, you have a main project loaded, which include a few sequences and the four original tracks that it's provided with it. So as you can see, it can be a month of work, it can be a specific theme of work, it can be a session, whatever you want to put it together, it comes as a project. So very useful. I can make a project per day, or I can make a project per month or per year. This is not so important. My programs, so the programs are the typical groups of pads and samples assigned. This is a full group of type of samples. We're gonna see it later also. I made it when I got free time or when I got an idea. This is specifically to create an ambience or to create a package already made for creating music. So that's actually another type of work, but this is very useful to get some already made package ready to use. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so when I got all this packed in the machine, it's the time to think about the music I want to do. And now start the things. Alors, to present you this part, I made a drawing, I made a writing. This is actually what I'm doing anytime I have to create a track or I want to create music. This is not technical in a way that first I am describing my music, and then I do a visual presentation of it. Alors, for this demo, I have decided to a specific context. I will use also a vocabulary here that is a mix between my way of thinking music and the vocabulary of the MPC. So the type of the music I'm gonna make is a hip-hop, rap, dark ambient. This is more for the feeling, this is the theme, the audio theme. This helped me just to keep track all along the way and to get my objective very clear. Okay, at the end I will get it, this kind of track. I want to talk about the design of this track. What is the design are the technical aspect of the sequences and of the song. In this case, I will have these three parameters. I got the duration, which is about 1 minute. Why 1 minute? It could be a promotional track, and also because 1 minute it's more easy for me to present all this video, to not lose any time in front of the camera. The second parameter is the BPM, 92, more or less it's adapted for hip-hop music, and I got my main structure, which is per bars, and I got 4 times 4x4. I also define my sequences, all right? Alors, this is very important. I'm building a track of hip-hop, maybe a singer will add some text on top of it. I need to be organized in my track, and generally we have some kind of introduction, chorus, verses, breaks and outro. In this case, I have added on the right side the numbers of bars used for this kind of parts that allow me to get an idea about the duration, the length of each part. Okay, and we have some parts which are doubles and so on. To organize these parts in the MPC, I need to make some tracks. For this demo, I decided to make only 4 tracks: the drums, the chords, the pads, and the FX sounds. That will allow me to mute the tracks in some case, and so it's become playable. And also because I'm gonna build and concentrate on each part separately and build my music this way. The next part will be the sounds. What kind of samples I'm gonna use, how I'm gonna look for programs. Basically, I will need a drum kit, I will need bass, I will need chords, I will need pads, FX sounds, like scratch, like sirens, okay, that's for example. And I got an approximate numbers of samples that I need okay? And the drum kit will be the kick, bass, the snare, the hit hat, close hat, and so on. And I will have all this kind of sound mixed together as a minimum required. At this moment, I'm also writing down all my process. What I'm talking about from the beginning is a part of the planning section. Of course, now I got a better idea of what I want to do, how I need to organize me. And the next step will be to search for programs or create my own programs in this case. From these programs, I have to write sequence and songs. By the way, I will gonna use this very interesting feature of the MPC, which is song to sequence, and that I got an infinite loop in this process. I can upgrade my music, add some things infinitely. That's very useful. And I will finish to set up my tracks, get my level right, add some effects, and so on. I want also to present these graphics that you may see from the beginning. This is my visual view of the description I made just before. So I got exactly 1 minute tracks up there. Okay, this is the length. If you make the calculation, 92 BPM for 1 minute gives you 23 bars. All right, so it's quite easy now. I got 1 minute of music, and I put these parts on top of it. So I got all my sections, right? I got some in double, like the verse at the end, and I got finally 7 parts to create, which in the machine would be 7 sequences, right? So I got my intro, my verse, my break, chorus, verse, break, verse, and outro. Alors, this is not only for visual aspect. This is also to check if the energy, if the dynamic of the music have a sense, okay? So let's analyze it. I'm going to up in the energy with the intro. I'm going to stabilize this energy on the verse. I'm going to have a full break, a falling down of this energy. And then it's coming up with the chorus at full power. It gives the full sensation of dynamics and energy there. Then it's keep tracking with the verse. So it stabilizes this energy before it gets to another break at the end, another falling down, and it's closed by a verse and the outro. What's the direction of it? Why all this? It's because, like I said, this example is based on the promotional track. Basically, what we want is that the public wants to listen the full track. If it's 1 day, there is a full track of it. But in this case, in this demo, I need to make some things that people want to listen the following part. No? So in this case, people want to listen the chorus again. That's how I create this dynamic, by creating a full power more or less on the middle and get some waiting time after that, some surprising double verse, but the objective is to create the waiting of the chorus. So now I got all my informations to start working with my track. I will keep my paper, of course, on the right side. And before I finish, I just want to give some more specification about this machine. Of course, when we buy this kind of unit, we look at what are the features and everything, but we have to keep in mind a certain numbers of things. The MPC got 48 tracks. In this case, we're gonna just use 4, right? In these 48 tracks, it is for one sequence, whatever it is for 1 bar or the maximum, which is 999 bars for one sequence, which can be quite long, like 1 hour music. These 4 tracks allow you to organize all your pads, all your type of sounds, and this is the base of creating music, whatever you are working on the partition, whatever you're working on the software or any kind of sequencer. This is very important. Also, when you create a song, the step of the song are maximum 250. In this case, remember, we have 7 parts, 8 parts with the double. So basically, we're gonna use just a little of memory for this track. And when I was talking about a project, this can be, all this track of 1 minute could be only one part of a full album or whatever you want. Thank you very much to listen to this video. I hope you like it. This one was a translation of my French video. Thank you very much. If you have some comments, please put it down, and see you soon for the realization of this track. Bye bye.